All right, Ross. Good morning, everybody. We're excited about a big challenge this week. I've been to Pittsburgh for Justin Ross's surgery, but that's the only time I've been there. So excited about going to the stadium. Kind of cool to see the Steelers on TV the other night. Was that Sunday night or last night? I can't remember. Sunday night. Had it on in the office there, but it was kind of cool to see, the stadium that you're going to be playing in. So looking forward to a great environment. This is a really good football team. We're getting ready to play. They're playing with a ton of confidence. This quarterback is special. He's a sixth-year player. The game is very slow to him, very slow. He knows where everybody is. He's the game. We call it the game within the game. He's a master of the game within the game. Really understands all the nuances of their offense. And again, 6 years of being well coached will do that when you're talented. And he's super talented, very accurate. He's got one interception. He's the highest rated guy in the country. Just doing a great job. Got excellent receivers. Really, this is the best group we've seen. Three is a great football player. He's, I guess, had, several 100-plus yard games. Their tight end is one of the top 5 guys production-wise out there. Very experienced offensive line, and a bunch of seniors and juniors in that offensive line. So a lot of experience there. This is the fastest tempo group that we've seen. And, we got to do a great job, man. We got to do a great job of lining up and managing the game, especially at linebacker. They're going to challenge you, they put the ball in this kid's hands, and he knows what to do with it. They do a good job mixing in the run as well. But that's the best offense we've seen for sure, and the best player that I think we've seen. So a lot of big challenges across the board from a defensive standpoint and getting ready for these guys. The quarterback is known for his precision in the passing game and the plays he's making, but I don't think he gets enough credit for his scramble ability. When he scrambles, it usually leads to a big play. Does a great job of getting down and just moving the chains, keeping them efficient, keeping them on schedule. And again, when he does scramble, it usually leads to a big play. So very physical group, and we got to match that physicality for sure. So again, top 10 offense in 3 or 4 categories, and going to be a huge challenge for us, but something we're excited about. And then defensively, same thing. Got a bunch of guys back. They lost the 2 ends from last year. But the 2 guys in there, they played a lot, played a ton of experience. They're really good players across the board, 5'8", 10, and 87. And 8 is one of the more disruptive players that we've seen on tape. He is a really good football player. Played a lot as a freshman last year, but he's a guy that really knows how to play the game, and it's impressive when you watch him on tape. But the biggest thing with them is they're an aggressive group. They're going to force the issue. They don't give you any opportunity to figure things out. They're not a group that's going to sit around and wait on anything to happen. They're going to challenge you, and they're a 4-3, 4 press man type of team, and we'll mix it up on some third down stuff, but they're very aggressive and confident in what they do. Very experienced in the secondary. 21 didn't play against us last year, but he's a great player. He is a great player. 9, 31, and 14, the same thing. Again, a lot of experience, a lot of confidence in what they do. They're very physical and very aggressive at linebacker. Do a great job in all areas. So it's a complete team. Kicking game, I think they've had, and since Pat's been there, I think they've had 7 kick returns for touchdowns. They've had some punt returns as well. So this is a really good group, just a complete football team. And the one game that they lost was kind of a weird game. But I tell you, since then they've really and they put some things together but went to Tennessee and had a heck of a win there. Got early and roared back and really did a great job on the road. So then go on the road against VTech in that environment as well. Again, I think that shows the poise of this quarterback and the experience of their team. So big challenge, but again, we're excited about it, looking forward to it. Biggest game of the year, and if we're going to, be the best version of ourselves this year that we can be right now, this is a game that we got to go play our best game in for sure, because this will be the biggest challenge to this point.
Dabo, last year, defensively, y'all did a pretty good job against Pitt and Pickett. Just what was the key then, and what do you have to try to do to slow them down?
Well, we turned them over. We turned them over early. I thought that they had some. Now they had, I think, 3 linemen kind of playing in their first game. They had some guys out last year against us, and that's a little different story this year. But we affected them. And I think he's a rhythm thrower, man. You can't let this guy sit there and get comfortable. I mean, he's just too good. He's too good. He knows where everybody's going. He sees everything. He's seen every coverage. He's like Skowski playing linebacker, right? I mean, you just don't fool that guy. So he's very confident, and he's got really good players around him that have a lot of experience too. But we turned him over was the biggest thing early. And I think that and then we made a bunch of plays. We capitalized on the turnovers, and then we got them behind because we hit some huge plays in this game. But the turnovers were critical. We sacked him. We were able to get some pressure on him, and get him on the ground, and just get him a little out of rhythm. But I think right out of the gate, I think it was Malcolm Green right out of the gate with a big pick on him. So you just got to get them behind the chains and don't let them be efficient. And you got to win the matchup up front. And I thought we did a good job of that last year. But the story of the game was turnovers. We were +4 in the margin against them, number one, and then number two, we played really, really well offensively, really, really well.
From your perspective, Dabo, what is the biggest difference in this version of Pickett that has been playing at the level he's playing at?
Yeah, well, again, I think that offensive line is a very experienced group, and he's playing with a lot of confidence behind them. They're doing a good job, and just he's just a really freed up player. He's a 6-year guy. He's very confident. He's incredibly well coached, and he's again, as I always say, there's no greater teacher than experience. And he's got all this experience to draw upon, and he's applying all the lessons that he's learned throughout his career, and you just see that. I mean, and when you're in a system as long as he is, you understand all the nuances, and that's kind of where we are right now. We got some guys that we need to be in calculus, and we're still doing some arithmetic over here. And we got some that can do calculus, but it's just not all on the same page. They've got a very experienced group. These receivers, very good players, but this OL has played a lot of football as well. Again, they're all juniors and seniors, and I think that's the number one thing. It's just the confidence that he has up front, and then just his knowledge. The game is very slow to him, and as it should be for a really talented 6-year. This guy's an NFL player. There's no doubt about that, and very accurate thrower. So that's the biggest thing I see in him. Very confident. Not that he wasn't confident last year. I just think that he's just got they're a little bit more of a complete group than the team we saw last year.
Dabo, I think Tony said yesterday he thinks the players on offense on his side are pressing a little bit.
Yep.
I mean, have you seen that yourself, and how do you kind of get them stopped?
I don't think there's any question about that. I mean, how else do you explain some of the things that you see, from some of our best players? And I just think, it's just kind of human nature, and especially in today's world. When I was coming up, somebody just, maybe wrote a bad article in the local newspaper, and that was about it. And you hoped your grandmother didn't read it or something. You know, you still had the people at the barbershop, but now all the people at the barbershop have a national forum, you know, and all the media sees it. So, you know, that's all they get right now is how bad, you know, how much their coaches stink and you know, and how terrible, you know, this, I mean, that's all they get. And so, but that's just comes with it. And as a young person, you got to learn how to block that stuff out, you know, that noise. And, you know, because if you don't, you get burdened down and you try to do too much and you get outside of things and then you're not playing free. And next thing you know, it's you know, just the weight of the world's on you. And so, yeah, I don't think there's any question that this group offensively is you know, burdened, you know, by disappointment, you know, expectations, outside noise. And as a coach, you fight that. That's what you have to fight all the time. But you know, it's a very loud world we live in. And if you don't put your armor on every day and stay inside out, it can, you know, as I always say, ships don't sink because of the water around them, right? They sink because the water gets in them. And you let all that garbage, you start, you know, who you going to listen to? What you going to believe? You know, that's your choice every single day. You got to, and if you let that stuff in, it will affect you. And that's why I'm really proud of what I've seen out of DJ, because I think early on he was really, I mean, he struggled the first few games, but these past 2 games, he's made a big turn. You know, his best game was this past one, and you know, we just got to be better around him. And but just something that we're fighting through right now. And the good news is we're still Clemson, and we still got a great group of guys, and you know, we got to help them fight through that. You know, because they're not very confident right now.
Is there anything y'all can do as coaches to help them execute more freely?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot we can do. That's what we're working on every day. First thing is quit reading what y'all write. Quit listening to the radio. Quit listening to the Twitter. Get off of that mess. You know, stay away from that stuff. You know, because that stuff, it's the same thing if it's great. You know, either one is terrible for you. But you know, again, you at the end of the day, I mean, this is a football team that's competed their butts off, and all we focus on is the bad. Our defense has played great championship football. Our special teams have been outstanding, and it's been a long time since our special teams are playing at a high level for us and doing some great things. So there's a lot of good, but offensively right now, and again, you know, there's no we don't have excuses. Nobody cares. Nobody wants any excuses at Clemson, and there aren't any. You know, we've got all we need. You know, and everybody focuses on what we don't have. I focus on what we do have. I mean, yeah, it's hard to have some continuity. We got to get some continuity up front. Again, we started 8 different guys and 3 different centers, and that's frustrating. But we got to make it work. You know, it's kind of a musical chairs in some spots, and so you know that can affect you a little bit. But you know, we got what we got. And we got all we need. We just got to go and make a few of the plays that are there. And again, the plays are there. It's not like, you know, plays aren't there. We just got to, you know, execute some of the things that we're not doing a good job of, and continue to believe in the right things. And that's a choice everybody's got to make.
Do you know if Frank Ladson will be back this week, and then do you have a timetable on EJ?
I don't. Did you say EJ? EJ, I'm not sure on Frank. You know, I'd say he's day to day. And EJ looks good. He responded well to the scope. And again, we didn't even know that was going to happen. And we finally just made a decision. I guess it was, I don't know if it was Wednesday or maybe it was Tuesday afternoon. I can't remember when we did it. We just said, you know what, we just have to scope him because he wasn't getting any better. So the good news is there was no ligament damage or anything like that. It was a good cleanup, so he's responding well. They think he's on a fast track, but I don't know. I don't know if it's a week, 2 weeks, or what.
And that was his ankle?
It was his knee.
I'm sorry, his knee.
Yeah, it was his knee.
With Tony having indicated that Will Shipley will be back in practice this week, and I know you're optimistic in him coming back, but do you hope by Thursday to have a pretty good idea about this week for him?
Yeah, I hope so. We better. We better.
Is that reasonable, though, in other words, that maybe...
For this week, I don't know. I don't know. He got back last night moving around, as far as not being in yellow. So we'll see. We'll see where he is. I don't know. We got to go. We got to pull pads today and shells tomorrow, but definitely by Thursday we'll have a little bit more of an idea of what he can do. But too early to say on that right now.
And then also on the center situation, I know the depth chart lists what it lists, but...
Yeah. Hey, I'm proud of Trotter. And again, I know everybody just thinks about the snap for 20 yards, that's a problem. But man, that kid played well. He's not played all year. He literally just got a club off his hand, and he finds out at breakfast, eating his grits, Trotter, you're starting today, big guy. He's been practicing, and he really played well. So again, 3 different centers in 6 games, and last year we didn't have hardly any depth in the OL. Our depth was very young, we were freshman type guys, but we had great continuity. All 5 of those guys started every game. Now, which was a little bit of a double-edged sword because I thought they played too many snaps and we wore down a little bit as the season went. This year, we come in with a whole lot more depth, but we can't get any continuity because of injuries and so forth. I think last week there were 14 scholarship guys out, and we got 4 linemen out, and guys that would really have helped us. But and then you got COVID, you got all these things, and so it's been kind of a musical chairs, and that's not a position that you want to have a lot of musical chairs. That's a position where you need some continuity, That's like the first 3rd and 1 was a total miscommunication. We had two guys were running. We had one player get the wrong call for some reason, and he affected another player. So we had 3 guys running one play and 2 guys running another play. And it's just, again, that's continuity. That's playing together. It's all those type of things, and that's what we're working through here. And so hopefully the second half of this season, we got 6 games left to go, man. We got a lot of football left. And, as I always say, man, nothing less important than score at halftime. We got a lot of ball left, and hopefully we can, the BC game, we really got excited because we really saw that continuity for the real first time this year and really settled in, and communication was great, really played well. The good news is we're running the football well. That's the positive. If you want a positive, we're running the football. The first couple of games, people said, run it. Well, we weren't running the ball well. Now we're running the ball well, and we're creating a lot of opportunities in the passing game. We're not finishing plays. We're making the miraculous plays, and then we're not making the layups consistently. So, that's kind of the next step. But I'm really pleased with what we're doing in the running game. I think we're averaging 4.3 yards a carry, which is exactly what our national championship team averaged in 2016, 4.3 yards a carry. And our 2011, 12, 13, 14 team, we're averaging more than all those teams in yards per carry. And those teams all won 10-plus games, finished top 15 in the country. So we're doing some good things. We've made some improvement, but we just haven't been able to put it all together. And but at some point we will. And we'll build on it. And but we got what we got, and we got to make it work. And again, we got all we need. We got all we need to be a great football team.